On today's episode, we're going to cover off the top 5 pro tips to making the best pizza dough. Tip number 1, when making pizza dough, you need to use a scale. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. You cannot measure flour using a measuring cup. A good scale is relatively inexpensive. I picked up this scale for about $20 at my local kitchen supply store. It works great. Just make sure that you place your bowl on top of it and then set it to 0 before you put your flour inside of it to measure. Pro tip number 2, pre-ferment your yeast before you start making your dough. How do you do this? If you're using dry yeast, go ahead and take your dry yeast measurement and place it into the mixture of water that you're going to use. Do this into lukewarm water. Again, when you're making dough, you don't want to use hot water and you don't want to use cold water. If your yeast is fresh and it still works, after about 10 to 15 minutes, you'll start to smell the fermentation. Pro tip number 3. Salt is an important part of making pizza dough. However, if salt ever comes into direct contact with yeast, it will kill the yeast and stop it from rising. So, to ensure this, never mix the salt directly with the yeast. Always dilute it with the flour first. Pro tip number 4, you cannot spread cold dough. Before making your pizza, when your dough's ready, ensure that you take it out of the fridge at least 30 minutes before going to stretch the pizza. If you try to stretch cold dough, it's plain and simple, you'll rip it. And finally, pro tip number 5. If you want to ensure that you're going to be able to slide your pizza off of your pizza peel very simply, then you want to ensure that you put cornmeal below your pizza. That's right, cornmeal. To do this, go ahead and spread your pizza dough normally. Now, before you put your pizza toppings on, remove the dough from the pizza peel and place cornmeal onto the pizza peel. Once the cornmeal is placed onto the pizza peel, put the pizza dough back on top, and then you'll see it's very easy to move. And that's a wrap. Be sure to follow these 5 pro tips the next time you're making pizza dough, and I guarantee you will make better pizza dough. If you like this video and you want to see more videos on pizza techniques, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You'll be the first informed of new videos on this channel. Thanks for watching.